Up front, TikTok has been taking down or muting a lot of our videos within minutes of them being posted. If you're seeing this video and it's muted, you can also find it on our YouTube and Facebook.
What's up, Fam Liberty, and everyone else watching this video who isn't following our channel for some mystifying, stupefying reason? It's your new best friend, Big Sarge, the artist formerly known as Admin Tim, founder of the Sons of Liberty. If you're new to our channel, then let me go ahead and get this right out of the way. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck MAGA traitors. This ain't no safe space for bootlicking simps for a wish.com fascist oligarch, failed insurrectionist, and wannabe authoritarian tyrant. Now that you know where I stand on things, if you're still watching, then go ahead and maybe consider following the channel once you've finished watching this video. Just a quick reminder to tune in tomorrow night for the Sons of Liberty live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel. The link is already posted under our live tab. You can click it, follow it, and get notifications. You can also set an alarm and a calendar reminder. This is a show you will not want to miss. Admin Jen will be talking about being married to a MAGA cultist and how it's impacting her life and her mental health. This is a big deal for her because some of you may have noticed she's one of our most private admins. I mentioned in a brief video that I put out yesterday, which I'm actually shooting the same day, so I'm kind of talking in the future tense, that I'd be putting out a video on the hypocrisy of conservatives, and I also mentioned that I would be talking shit about protest voters who didn't vote for Kamala Harris but are still considering themselves liberals, progressives, leftists, whatever. That one's still coming, but today we're going to talk about conservative hypocrisy. Now, since I've already alienated most of the Kool-Aid drinking cultists with the orange Kool-Aid stains around their mouths, that may or may not be sexual innuendo, I'm pretty much preaching to the choir at this point, but on occasion, there's that one stupid, dense, idiotic, ignorant motherfucker who sits through my video and gets madder and madder and madder with each insult, and he'll sit there like a cuck just getting more enraged, and eventually he'll say some shit in my comments section. That's my favorite part of video engagement. God damn it. I love when you motherfuckers come in my comments talking shit. Oh, I love it so much. It's almost as good as an orgasm. So let's talk about the hypocrisy of Republican Party politicians, and let's also talk about conservative voters. In 1998, Bill Clinton, a Democrat, got impeached, but not convicted, for lying under oath and obstruction of justice. It all stemmed from a lawsuit accusing him of sexual harassment. It emerged through the investigation that Clinton was a filthy whore who cheated on his wife quite a bit, including whilst he was in the Oval Office. Many conservatives were outraged at his infidelity and demanded that he resign just for that alone. Many of the same voters were outraged that Trump was impeached twice. Many of them excused Trump's many infidelities. Many of them excused the allegations of sexual assault. Many of them excused his grab him by the pussy comments. For the past 10 years, we've heard batshit insane conspiracies about George Soros and globalism and the Jews or whatever. Most of you already know what this is just by me mentioning Soros. The general complaint is that Soros, a Holocaust survivor, is apparently the Illuminati or whatever weird, insane gibberish these fucking brain-dead lemmings say. And he's the shadow government of the world. Basically, anything bad that happens to MAGA, they blame Soros. Anything bad that happens in the country or the world that they don't like, it's Soros. Soros is the boogeyman, basically. So President-elect Trump chose a former Soros money manager and protege, Scott Bessent, to be Secretary of the Treasury. You know, the people that print the money. Additionally, private citizen and sociopathic billionaire supervillain Elon Musk, who's essentially shadow president, lobbied for Bessent over other candidates. Effectively, Elon is the Soros mole, but of course conservatives are so cucked on a daily basis that they'll simp for whoever they're told to simp for, like good little bootleggers. I'm not even going to talk about the many Jews who voted for Trump despite the insane levels of anti-Semitism that comes out of Trump's mouths and the mouths of many conservatives, both politician and civilian. I mean, I could talk about it, but I'm not. It's already understood. They were more concerned about Israel than they were anything else. It's just really disappointing for me, and I'm not going to say why, but it's just really disappointing that so many Jews decided that Israel was their single issue vote more than anything else in this country. Conservatives swallowed, of course they did. Conservatives swallowed a huge load, of course they did. Conservatives swallowed a huge load of bullshit that was effectively coined Pizzagate because they were desperately wanting to turn Democrats into a villain, and Save the Children became a rallying cry that was created by a bunch of incel trolls on an antiquated internet forum. Y'all remember that shit? Essentially, a bunch of bored nerds who couldn't get laid decided to try and spin a narrative that Democrats and any Republicans that they didn't like were pedos, and that there was a secret pedophile ring being run out of the basement of a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C., of all fucking places. There were some people who decided to show up there in person including like one dude who went in there with weapons and demanded to be taken to the basement. Of course, there was none, and because he was a white dude, the police basically just said, hey, come on out, we'll have some coffee, we'll take you down to the station, and the white dude who stormed a pizza parlor got just some mental health coaching or some bullshit. Anyway, Trump's pick for U.S. Attorney General had been under investigation for paying underage girls for drugs and sex, which is like several felonies wrapped up into one, but I digress. The GOP, I should add, runs the investigation. They were apparently debating on whether or not to release the report when margarine trader Greed, a hand beast of a human being, started screeching about how if they released dirt on her boy toy Gaetz, that she'd release all the other dirt on Republicans who've paid off people to cover up their affairs and sex crimes. That's not the flex that she thinks it is, but I digress. Anyway, Gaetz was cold busted when his unsecured Venmo transactions showed that he definitely paid tens of thousands of dollars to underage girls. He abruptly resigned from Congress after being picked as the nomination, which kind of meant Congress had to stop investigating him. And of course, a hacker obtained files relating to a related lawsuit that confirmed Gaetz is definitely a pedophile. First and foremost, I just want to say, if Gaetz had been innocent, the GOP would not have debated about releasing the report. They would have released that motherfucker instantaneously to shut down any conversation. So that right there says all you need to know. But here comes hypocritical, Bible-thumping, dominionist Mike Johnson, a hypocrite so big that regarding Hunter Biden, who's not a politician at all and who was not shielded by his father, the president, and had to face the consequences of his own actions and addictions, Mike Johnson went on record saying it doesn't matter that Hunter Biden is a private citizen. The American people deserve to know. Congress needs to investigate to the fullest extent possible. But in regards to Matt Gaetz, of course, because it's one of their own, he strongly recommended that the report not be released, saying, Matt Gaetz is a private citizen. He's not. Congress should not investigate a private citizen. Republicans are such hypocrites that they raised holy hell about sending money, weapons, and aid to Ukraine because we need to take care of our own. And yet, when Americans are starving and can't find affordable places to live and need basic health care that doesn't cost thousands of dollars just to go get a checkup, they basically tell you to fuck off. The guy who's being tapped to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, a Senate-confirmed position, Dr. Oz, has basically said that poor people don't have a right to health care, and at best, they could get a free checkup at an open forum style thing. I don't know the specifics of what he meant, because it's Dr. Oz, a guy who makes up insane fake shit. But basically, poor people can go fuck themselves until it's time to report to the town square to get your free checkup. The guy who's being tapped to lead the nation's counter-security effort, Sebastian Gorka, was previously denied a security clearance under the Trump administration because he is, quite literally, a neo-Nazi. Like, that's not rhetoric. His parents had a hand in Hungary's failed anti-Soviet uprising, so they had to flee Hungary. Later, Gorka went to Hungary and worked for Viktor Orban, who's essentially a hard-right dictator. He has publicly stated numerous times that he believes violence is a fundamental foundation of Islam. A fair number of Muslims voted for Trump, who has promised to allow Israel to wipe Palestine off the map, and it was made policy in his previous administration that a number of Muslim countries would not be permitted to send immigrants to the United States. Sebastian Gorka was previously in the first Trump administration, by the way. Sebastian Gorka, an immigrant himself, has declared his support for the Magyar Garda, a Hungarian paramilitary group that describes itself as neo-fascist and anti-Semitic. Now, this group was previously banned from Hungary for its racist activities, by the way. Gorka also wore a medal and ring of the Order of Vitez, which has been linked to Nazi colluders. The Arrow Cross Party was a far-right Hungarian ultra-nationalist party during the mid-40s and were Nazi sympathizers. You know what they say about people sitting at a table with Nazi sympathizers, right? If there's 9 Nazis sitting at a table and you sit with them, then that makes you a Nazi too, or something like that. Now, during its short rule, 10 to 15,000 civilians were murdered outright, including many Jews and Romani, and like 80,000 people were deported from Hungary to concentration camps in like Austria. After the war, many of its leaders were also tried as war criminals. All you Trump motherfuckers out there who said Project 2025 had nothing to do with Trump, how about you come over here and suck my dick? I mean, since it's apparent that you're cucks who will swallow anyone's load. I mean, you fuckstains got in my comments on multiple videos that I put out warning everyone about Project 2025. A lot of you were saying, or that's Democrat propaganda. And here we are months later, and Trump has appointed many of Project 2025's personnel to his staff in positions that would best enable them to carry out the policies that they proposed. All you veterans out there licking fascist boots voting for Trump, guess what? They're going to cut all your benefits, and they're going to cut my benefits and the benefits of every other veteran. Since you served, you know what a Blue Falcon is. Well, that's you. You're the Blue Falcon. You fucked over all your veteran buddies. By the way, Trump has prepared an executive order for his first day in office that will forcibly medically discharge over 15,000 transgender service members from the U.S. military, as well as place a ban on transgender individuals from joining any branch of the armed forces. So for all you lefty liberals out there who've protest voted or didn't vote, you can go line up with the Trump supporters over there in the Blue Falcon line. If you voted for Trump, it's not that I'm judging you for your political party, although I am. It's not just that. I judge you for your lack of morals, your lack of ethics, your lack of compassion, your lack of humanity. I judge you for your hypocrisy and your cognitive dissonance. I judge you for your partisan bullshit. I judge you for your support of racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, treason, fascism. You may not be yourself a bigot who shouts racist slurs, but by voting for Trump, you become a racist because your vote was an endorsement of systemic racism. Institutional discrimination based on race or ethnicity in the form of policies and practices designed to oppress and discriminate against marginalized people. For all you scared little beta white boys whose society is describing as disaffected and rejected, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. I'm mad about it, bitch. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. The insane amount of bullshit that women and minorities and gay people and trans people have had to go through just to survive to adulthood is absolutely heinous. I mean, just as an example, black men and women who came out of, say, a single parent household in a project somewhere, avoiding gangs, avoiding drugs, avoiding drive-by shootings, but seeing all of that firsthand. I mean, I fucking saw combat in foreign countries and I got PTSD from that shit. So I can't even imagine what black people had to go through. And yet into adulthood, I've met so many amazing black people who still ended up with empathy for other people. So all you little bitch-made straight white boys crying like babies about women not being impressed by your Pakistani-made katana and your trilby hat that you call a fedora and your Funko Pop collection, go fuck a wood chipper, bitch. So since it's the holiday season and we're about to celebrate a holiday that commemorates poor immigrants invading another land populated by other people and bringing violence and disease and crime in the process, since we're about to celebrate a Middle Eastern girl who got knocked up by something out of wedlock and then was desperately looking for shelter, all you motherfucking conservatives about to go set up that nativity scene, don't forget how you hate refugees and immigrants. And go fuck yourselves, traitors. Admin Tim 316 says, get fucked and die mad about it. And on that note, whilst the Bible doesn't specify how old Mary would have been, we can logically infer from historical and religious records that Mary was definitely under what we now call the age of consent. So if God impregnated her, that explains why Trump voters have no problem with voting for pedophiles. Obligatory disclaimers. The resistance starts with us. To that end, we've begun organizing local Sons of Liberty chapters by region. We're doing all of this on the Sons of Liberty Discord server because social media CEOs like capitalist pig Mark Zuckerberg and apartheid Andy can't deplatform us there or mute or censor our content. Discord started out as a program for gamers, but even if you're not a gamer, you can still hang out with the Sons of Liberty admin team and the Fam of Liberty on our Discord. It has a lot of different functions. You can learn about victory gardens, self-defense, home defense, arming yourself. There's a whole lot of different subject matter experts on all kinds of topics, and we're teaching fellow progressives and liberals and leftists and basically just anybody who wants to be part of the resistance how to survive in what's most likely going to happen when Trump gets elected, which is basically just a dictatorial tyranny. You can also get updates from our social media. I do want to point out that our Discord can be ping heavy thanks to all the webhooks that we use to integrate our social media posts into the notifications, but you can disable those. If you need assistance, you can submit a ticket on Discord and we'll help you. The invite link to Discord is in the Throatpunch at the end of this video. It's also in the YouTube video description and in the TikTok and YouTube channel descriptions. If you like the shirts or the hoodie that I wear in my videos, some of them, but not all of them, are available in the Sons of Liberty merch store, which is listed in the link tree in our TikTok and YouTube channel descriptions. On YouTube, it's also in the video description. If you like our video content, then we would appreciate very much if you'd follow us on all of the other socials, whichever ones that you've got. On YouTube and TikTok, we'd also appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, and get notifications on our channel. A little bit of a different process on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok, you already know that. You can help us extend our reach by sharing our video content on all of your socials. And you can help us beat the algorithm by leaving us at least 7 words in the comments section, because someone has determined that posting at least 7 words in the comments section is the magic number for the algorithm to decide that your engagement on our content is meaningful and that it should suggest our videos and channel to people who watch the same things that you watch. That algorithm also works on most other social media platforms, so Be cognizant of that on other places where you support your favorite content creators, like us. On that note, if you watch this video all the way to the end, the phrase, "I made it to the end, Big Sarge," is actually 8 words, so if you can't think of anything to say, or you're an overachiever, there's a suggestion for you. 2 claps and a Rick. Stay angry and never forgive the traitors. Woo!
And now it's time for the Throatpunch!
The link is already posted under our live tab. You can click it, follow it, and get notifications. Mikey. Link is already posted under our live tab. You can click it, follow it, and get notifications. You can also set an alarm and a calendar reminder. This is a show you will not want to miss. Admin Jim will be... Buddy, my guy, you attacked my tripod and the light cord, and you can go line up with the Trump supporters over there in the Blue Falcon line. Mikey, Jesus, take the wheel.